Oh, that was a weird sound, wasn't it? But it's good. How are you guys doing? I hope you're doing well because we have a very special game to play today. The third and what I expect to be by far the worst chapter of Higurashi. I think we need a little disclaimer here. I don't like Sadako, right? Most people that have been watching the first two games on my channel they didn't really disagree with me there, except for Didili. Uh, she's kind of annoying. So having a chapter that seems to be wholly centered around her, and me having to do the elbow voice for the whole chapter is gonna be a bit tricky. But people have told me that apparently this is a really good chapter and it's gonna make you like Sadako. I'm not sure. I'm really not. But we'll see. We'll just play it. We'll have some fun. I purposefully didn't boot it up already because I wanted to watch the intro with you guys because these games always have an opening cinematic, right? And I wanted to watch that the first time we streamed this game, so yeah, that's that. Uh yeah, hi to Dilly. I hope you're well. And I'm glad you've been looking forward to this. So, without further ado, let's boot up the game. I already modded it. I you can see that 3 minutes of playtime. I already finished the game. It was super short. Um, so this is obviously not my first time. I'm lying. No, seriously, I just booted it up to see if the mods are working and turned off the voices because we don't want them. We wanna voice this ourselves. All right, this is where's the opening movie? Doesn't it usually play before you start the game? Does this game not have one? Weird. All right, config. I didn't really change much. I just turned off the volume, so we won't have the distracting character voices. We'll have the you know me. You just said you launched it before though. If it only plays on first launch, no. Look, okay, we're gonna try some. Do I still have the second chapter installed? Yeah, I do. Let's try some because I'm pretty sure that that in this chapter and also the first one, it I'm gonna keep my hands up this. It plays the opening every time. I think, doesn't it? See? Oh, that's loud. It does, and it didn't do that for the third one. So weird. So I guess it doesn't have one, right? I'm not weird. I'm a, am I stupid? I don't know. I'm gonna let it run again and see what happens. See? Nothing. Nothing. So I guess this doesn't have one. Uh, which is fine by me. Because so far they have been very cryptic and creepy and weird and yeah, sure. No, we don't miss much by not having one. All right. I got my chat. Looks good. Oh, speaking of chat, I should probably move YouTube chat up here. This might look weird now, but it'll look better once we are actually in the game. All right. Start. Let's start. I know if it's just on my end, but the stream keeps lagging. This might not be on your end. This might be on YouTube. Can you try going over to Twitch and see if it's there as well? Because you haven't been here for the Elden Ring streams, but it's been not so great on YouTube, and I cannot tell you why. YouTube keeps bugging out in the streaming. Ever since I took that break, YouTube streaming has been weird. I don't know if it's me or YouTube. But Twitch seems to be working fine, and I don't drop any frames and stuff, so I'm guessing it's not me. If it is, then I apologize, but it looks like it's not, so we'll see. If Twitch also doesn't work, let me know, then I'll have to look for a fix, but at least Streamlabs is telling me everything's fine. I'm not dropping frames, connection's good, all of that stuff, everything's in the green. Alright, let's start. I hate this sound. It always catches me off guard. Oh, what the fuck? Why are we on a bridge? Tatarigoroshi. Yeah. The shortest scenario. Oh, okay. The curse killing chapter. Yeah. Man, curse, or coincidence. How are the conjectures inside you solidifying? I look forward to whether those conjectures will waver or become a cornerstone in this scenario. The difficulty is the worst. You will probably not even be able to make conjectures. Okay, okay, Mr. Writer, man. You know what? Give me a second. I forgot something. I'll be right back. All right, there we go. I'm sorry. I wanted to close the windows before I start voice acting all kinds of stuff here. All right. The difficulty is the worst. He says. I wonder. How so far I personally understand his meaning of difficulty of meaning the difficulty to understand the story. So since I have made a lot of, in my opinion, and a lot of progress in figuring out what's actually going on in this game, in the second chapter, I'm guessing we're probably not going to make much headway here. But it's also apparently the shortest scenario, so hell yeah. Let's see what we got. But Dilly, did you check Twitch, or is it now working on YouTube, or did everything break down? Nope, still here. Okay. All right, let's go. Difficulty is the worst, so is Sadako. Let's go. Fucking kids. Twitch refused to load the webpage. Damn. The snake in the well was happy, for it did not care what was outside the well. The snake in the well was happy, for it had naught to do with what happened outside the well. And you were happy too, for you did not know what happened outside the well. I'd like to have the time to actually read this. 1983, the early summer, blah. Yeah, okay, look, this is way too fast. What? Let me click. Fucking hell, I can never read the full intro thing. I feel like the stuff they always show in the beginning is important and are hints for the story. Like the snake thing, that's obviously gonna play a role, right? But I don't even have time to process it. This is crap. Don't do that. If you're a game developer, let me read. Give me time. If I'm a fast reader, let me just click to progress it. But don't make it too fast. I'm still cagey, right? If this game is from Sadako's perspective and I have to even voice the inner monologue as Sadako, I'm a die. 58th year of the Showa era. Yeah, I read that, but the stuff in the very beginning, I couldn't catch all of that. Snake, you're happy because you don't see outside the well, because you don't know what happens outside the well, so you're happy in your own little world. But if you step out of your own little world, you notice that everything's fucked. Is that what the snake is about? Being sheltered? Yeah, that's what I mean. Like you're you're happy as long as you don't know what is actually going on. It was a very humid day. Not even a slight breeze was blowing. It had been an unpleasant summer, one that wasn't only hot, but swelteringly so. There were various articles of clothing hung out to dry in the messy apartment windows, but the lack of wind evoked an impression far removed from coolness. In fact, it only felt more oppressive. Let me turn up the volume a little bit. I think we need music to actually figure out how loud it has to be, but it seems a bit quiet. Every time I do that, my chat goes into the background. I sometimes I hate myself. There were crooked houses and apartment buildings lining the narrow, twisting road. In addition, there were planters and flower pots whose contents were beginning to wilt, as well as bicycles and motorcycles on the side of the road, making it even more cramped, more oppressive, and all the more sweltering. This is set in 1983 right now. Yeah, I mean it said so, right? It said that. Nobody who was in this place at this time was visiting it voluntarily. But in spite of what everyone might expect, a single motorcycle came rolling in. Wait, when what? It's the same year as always, right? It did, yeah. The lone motorcycle, which couldn't be called need, even as flattery, pulled up to a two-story apartment complex and stopped there. A man, fairly old and wrinkled, stepped off. When the housewife hanging out the laundry noticed him, she called out, "Well, hello there. It's quite hot today again, isn't it?"
Ah, you got that right. I feel like I'm gonna boil out here.
All right, landlord. I didn't think that would be the first thing you said.
Ah, sorry. The fluorescent lights, right? I completely forgot.
No, not that. Don't you smell it? There's a terrible smell about. I've been smelling it since this morning. Wait, what's this? It reeks. Did the sewers get back up again? Do something about it, landlord. I've had to keep my nose plugged all day long. I don't know why I started to read this like a porn plot, but I kind of enjoy that, so I'll keep going, okay? You'd still look plenty lovely plugging your nose, my dear. Oh, it's actually going that way, okay? Oh, my landlord, take me. There was an unhygienic drainage channel running behind the apartment. The lattice from which it flowed was stuffed with branches and fallen leaves, and when filth got caught up in them, it created an awful stench in the summertime. Could you tell the municipal municipal office about it? The drain will end up buried at this rate.
Well, yikes! It's completely blocked. It'll start back up if you poke it with a stick.
That's not how. Yeah, okay. This man is a real plumber. The man crossed the fence over the drainage channel and picked up a filthy drying pole sitting nearby. What is this stuff? Oh, is there like a corpse in the channel? He must have planned to stick it into the drain and clear it out. Ah, wait, landlord, stop that. If you mix it all if you mix it all strange, if you do that, it will smell terrible. It smells if it's clogged and smells if it's mixed. Which should I choose? He shoved the drying pole into the filth in the lattice. Of course, it did nothing to help the accumulation of waste. Ugh, it's a dead cat. This is the health center's job. Cats and dogs smell awful when they die. Everything smells awful when it dies. A bamboo pole's not going to do much good. Garbage bags, all closed. They throw all kinds of stuff in there. And is that a duck I see? Well, of course it stinks. The nerve of some people. The drainage channel was already unsanitary. What was a little more garbage at this point? The stream of such imprudent people was never ending, and now this channel had turned into a garbage dump. When he poked a pile of old clothes floating in the sewage, a black cloud of smoke floated out of the water. A what? Grapes, headphones, star. Hello there, Gavin Devine. How are you doing? I don't know what that means for sure. The two of them grimaced a terrible, bizarre, and repulsive sight. Yeah, we've got maggots, eh? Someone must have thrown kitchen waste in. Nope, that's not kitchen waste. Landlord, what's that? What? Just more garbage? Landlord, that's your penis. What? So it is a corpse. Forensic investigator. Oh, hello. Good work today. Ah, what a terrible stench. Hey, someone cover this thing with a tarp. The second floor of the house is in full view. Hello there, Hey, you uncovered the free the free stuff. Great. Identity of the deceased unknown. Sex female. Age estimated to be late 20s or early 30s. Is this what's her name? Blonde woman? Takano, right? It's Takano. Is this her? Time of death, about 2 or 3 days ago. She was probably abandoned after death. On Twitch now? Well, welcome to Twitch. Thank God it works. Naked too? Figuring out who she is will be rough. Contact the community division and ask if anyone's gone missing. They probably weighed her down so she'd sink. Then the weights came off and she floated to the top. So this is some Yakuza shit. Why in a drainage sewer, of all things? Would have been better under an overpass or in the mountains, you know? And it would have been outside our jurisdiction, right? Looks like they never wanted to hide the corpse at all. Did they do it so she would be found? As a warning or something? This slice in her stomach definitely wasn't from a fish eating her. She was cut open and her insides were dragged out. They really made a show out of killing her. Doesn't the Chinese mafia do these sorts of traditional punishments? Ask Shige-san in section 4 if he's had any trouble with Yakuza. On it, sir. Still, what a terrible way to go. Hey, don't her innards poking out like that look sort of like salad soba you can get in Kyoto? What is with this fucked up man? I mean, I get it, you get used to seeing corpses if you see him every day, but still, like, don't say that about a corpse, especially not the naked corpse of a woman. It's disrespectful as shit, dude. Man. Maybe if you stuck chopsticks in, noodles would pop out. See? Do not call her guts noodles. Yeah! The fuck? Ugh, please, give me a break. Her intestines were pulled out and her ears and nose cut off. What the fuck? That's definitely not how I want to go. Her fingers are in a bad state too. There are long nails stuck in all of them on both hands. What kind of torture was this anyway? Wait, is this a continuation of the second game? Is this one of the victims from Xion? All right. Well, there we go. That was the opening. Cool game. We're opening a bit. Oh, there we go. This is loud. Oh, I'll turn it down a little bit. Maybe like that. It's still pretty loud. All right, let's see if there's anything new, because it's the same song as before, right? The art style is not how it is in the game. That's so weird. Okay, so that's Keiichi. We don't really see them very often. Oh, look. I'm glad we didn't see this for the second game, because it would have spoiled the fuck out of us. Why does she look drugged? This is so fucking creepy. Why the feet? It's always the feet. I think this might actually be the same video. Who is that? Who is that? Who is the green hair? Who's the... How many characters do they have to voice? Who's that? Okay, they look like side characters. What the fuck? That's like 10 new characters. Or is it just older characters that get new sprites? This looks cool. I like the ritual voiceless sound. What the hell is this? Weirdly suggestive. Who is that? She's in the same picture with Rika, right? The fuck? Don't make that face. Was that Keiichi? It looked like Keiichi. I was... Okay, what... These splinters, were they supposed to show like the different worlds? Like the different timelines? Because we're obviously dealing with some timeline shenanigans here, right? With how it's always starting back up with everybody alive and stuff. I'm not sure yet if we're talking different timelines or separate universe type of things, but it's obviously not normal, right? But they have to be connected somehow. It's not just going to be 8 games that are self-contained. That wouldn't really make for an interesting overarching story. Yeah, that was a lot of new characters here. I'm kind of afraid, honestly. Okay, now I gotta turn the volume back up. I think like 85% should be alright. I'll leave it at that. Tell me if you can actually hear the music well enough. Interesting? What do you mean interesting? Who's Inch? The most relaxing time during the school day? Lunch, for sure. Everyone brought their desks side by side like always, and we all ate together. Look at them, being all cute. Not you. Oh god, she's the first one to talk, of course she is. Water. Sounds like interesting with a British accent. Ah, interesting. Interesting. Okay, I get it, yeah. James Shift's not here. Okay. Gotta grab the voice from the back of my throat.
Oh my! Mion-san, if I may say, your lunch looks quite appetizing today. There are so many different things. It's wonderful.
Sadako and Rika-chan looked at Mion's lunch, shouting gladly. Let's have a look. Whoa! I just packed in some leftovers from last night.
All the elders were having a drinking party at my house yesterday. I managed to nab some of what they didn't eat. So that's why they all look like snacks you could have with sake.
Hmm. They're but leftovers, mere scraps of food, but when arranged in a bento box so cleanly, they look impressive. Looks like part of a full-course meal at a high-class restaurant.
People seem to decide if they like things mainly based on their first impression.
Yeah, that's why I don't like Sadako.
So I thought maybe the taste of a bento would be proportional to how pretty it was when you opened it. You may seem unrefined, Mion-san, but you are positively splendid at arranging food like this. Her room is nice and tidy too. Mi-chan is a lot more organized and polite than everyone thinks.
All the same, once it's in your stomach. That's a guy talking. I'd have thought Mion would say something like that, but to think she had this kind of taste. You can't judge a book by its cover. Mion was careful in everything she did. She never misstepped, faltered, or messed up. Well, she's the Yakuza boss, right? We know that by now. I see, she is our club president after all.
Yours is nothing to scoff at either, Rena. Your crab kamaboko flower is very pretty.
You know, Rena, your lunch always has, like, an art to it. Like, it has rabbit-shaped apple slices and carrot flowers and stuff. They only do that shit in Japan, don't they? Like, this is so anime. I've never seen that in my life. That somebody, like, actually makes art out of an apple for everyday lunch. Just not a thing. Nobody wastes time like that. Rena's bento wasn't all about taste. It was like she always puts her heart into it or something. It wasn't just good. It made your insides all nice and warm before they are out.
Thanks. It's not quite as good as Mi-chan's, but I wanted to make it really cute. Ow. Cooking isn't about skill. It's about love. In that sense, I don't even come up close to your fate.
Love, huh? Yeah. Just from looking at her bento, I could definitely feel that Rena put her heart and soul into making it. That's what her bento was like.
The taste isn't all that counts for a bento. How it looks also matters. I suppose we must learn from this too.
So let's see. Sadako and Rika-chan's up-and-coming bento. Whoa!
Ta-da! Whoop! Yesterday, our neighbors shared some meat with us, so we ended up grilling it for our bento.
These ones, too, they had such an impact. They were bursting at the seams with grilled meat. At a glance, it was too impactful for a girl's bento, but when you thought about eating with all your friends, it brought more than enough color to the table.
Wow. At first, it looks like the kind of crude bento that a jock would eat, but there are so many different things in here.
What's a jock?
Like boiled spinac in soy sauce and stewed hijiki.
I don't know what the fuck hijiki is.
Rika-chan, you're really good at this kind of unaffected cooking, huh? Yep, I think Rika-chan will make a great wife when she grows up. I have a tight hold on my future husband.
Oh, I can see that. Oh, I can totally see that. She's gonna turn into a monster when she's older. Let's be real. A husband for Rika-chan, huh? At first that sounded appealing. It did, but I felt like a married life with her would be anything but normal. Yeah, because she's really evil deep down. Like she seems like she's a bit of a sadist. It just hasn't really shown all that much yet because we haven't had her chapter yet, right? I expect a lot. But really, everyone was amazing. They were all so young, and yet they are capable of cooking for themselves. I would sort of cook wherever I went, whenever I went camping with my family, but making lunch every day was a level I definitely couldn't reach. I could only really cook in my spare time. Now she'd never have her whole house full of collections. Collections of what? Uh-oh. But we saw her house, right? And she was killed last time. Few things. cute or cute? Sorry.
Cute.
Things. Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah. Yeah. I gotcha. When I thought about it like that, it really made everyone stand out more. Frankly, I respected them. Huh? I feel like maybe this doesn't only apply to other people. Come to think of it, this morning when I was eating breakfast half asleep, I think my mom was saying something really important. With a hysteric groan, I suddenly stood up, startling everyone at once. What's wrong? Wrong?
I'm dying. You'd make us choke if you shout like that so suddenly, you know?
With a moan? Yeah. I ain't moaning on stream. Not. You gotta pay for that.
There's rice coming out of your nose, Sadako.
I've forgotten. All this stuff about cooking for yourself, it applied to me too. Wait, did his parents leave him? He just did. No, I didn't. I know.
Taichi, your mom and dad need to go to Tokyo again for business.
Yeah.
Sleep.
Your dad's mentor fell ill right before an event where he was taking part in. It's a very important event, and they need someone to fill in.
Well, Dad does what he has to do for his job.
So your dad and I, you see, we need to go to Tokyo as fast as we can to help with the event. We might have to stay there for a few days, depending on what happens.
I love this theme. This is the Rika theme, isn't it? It played last time when Rika was saying stuff. It's so annoyingly cute. I drink to that. That sounds annoying. It sure does, Keiichi. Man, if I knew how to clip shit, it's actually really easy. But I'm not gonna tell you.
While we're gone, we won't be here, so you'll need to make your own meals yourself. Are you okay with that, Keiichi?
I'll be fine. Humans can do anything when they're desperate.
Is that so? That's a relief. You can at least cook rice, right? And you can make miso soup as well. Then you just buy some side dishes and you'll have a meal.
A meal?
Yeah. I can cook rice with my camping kit.
Never used a rice cooker before. I've only ever made instant miso soup that you make in a pot of boiling water too. Well, I'll think of something. No, won't.
If you can cook for yourself, then you don't need much money, do you? No, eating out, it's too expensive.
I thought they were rich.
You're at the age where you should learn about cooking and personal finances now, after all.
Yep.
Okay, bye. Oh, goodbye.
No, I won't. What was I thinking? I was half asleep and I made such crazy empty promises. Just like manga characters always do at times like these. I bent over backwards and scratched furiously at my head. Scratch.
Huh. Keiichi, your parents sure have it rough. Anyway, you need to keep things in order while they're gone.
Anyway, food! My parents aren't here. I have to make it all myself, you know? This is a huge emergency. It's really not, bro.
Should you not simply give up and cook for yourself? Keiichi-san, did you not make a fabulous curry dish for the curry party previously?
Listen here. My mom taught me how to cook that curry when we camp, and it's the best I can do. I can't eat curry 3 meals a day. I mean, it's just junk food in the first place. There's no nutritional balance whatsoever, and it's just completely... Stupid. Mion and Sadako put their hands over my mouth. Uh-oh. The teacher. Shit. Real ending. Keiichi starves and fucking dies. I don't think he has time to starve after insulting Curry in the presence of, I forgot her name. Chie. Chie, right? It's Chie. The British curry master. Okay, let's go back to let's channel your inner British. A moment later, the door rattled open and Chie Sensei, a known curry maniac, suddenly poked her head in. Did I just hear somebody bad mouthing curry? No, we didn't say anything. Everyone's faces went totally white and they all shook their heads in denial. Her eyes rolled over the classroom. Her glare wasn't just a teacher's ordinary stare. Is that so? Must have been the wind. Chie Sensei gave one more look around the classroom, then closed the door and went back to the teacher's lounge. She heard that from another room. I may have been shouting, but for her to hear it all the way across the hall in the teacher's lounge, that teacher is terrifying. Kai-chan, you can disparage other foods all you want, but you might want to stay away from curry. At least as long as you live in Hinamizawa. Okay. I'm sorry. Man, I get her. Curry is good. I've never had curry. Like, not actual curry. It just does not exist here in Germany. We have curry sausage, which is a very German dish, but it has nothing to do with actual curry. Yeah, no, I've never had actual curry. I want to, but it's expensive at a restaurant, and it kind of feels weird to order something like that at a restaurant, so I never did. Maybe I should look up how to make it and make it myself. That's what I said, but still, I can't have curry for every meal. And cup ramen is good because you only eat it once in a while. If you ate it for every meal, you'd get bored of it pretty quick. Why is he making such a big deal out of this? Either you learn to cook, or you eat shit for a few days. It's not that bad, right? There are people that eat junk food every fucking day for years, and they're not exactly healthy, but they survive. You can get Japanese curry raw at stores. It's pretty nice. I think I'll actually try that and post pictures of it when I make it on the Discord. Yeah. I actually eat pretty fine. I cook my own stuff. I don't eat fast food often. Doesn't mean I don't like it. Rice and miso soup and a good side dish. Yeah, that's what a Japanese table should look like. Are we traditional? I do not. Can you not cook? Why can't you just try to cook for yourself? The rice you make yourself is really good. It is. That's true. This old man thinks it's more a pain than good. But experiencing it every once in a while might be nice. I just don't cook is the problem, okay? Well, maybe start. It can even be fun. Other than chucking something in the oven, that's not cooking. Sorry. I'm sorry, but that's not cooking.
That's right. Life is all about experiences, right?
How about you experience dying?
But when you cut your fingers or burn yourself, it's so sad. So very sad.
It's fun, I miss doing it. Why don't you? Is there a specific reason why you can't? With everyone encouraging me like this, I started to feel like maybe I could do it if I tried. Where's Shion? Hey Joe, how you doing? Shion hasn't popped up yet. Though approximately one person didn't sound like she was encouraging me. Cooking is a skill I'll have to learn at some point since I want to live on my own one day. Yeah, but it's personal stuff. Oh, okay. I'm not prying. Maybe learning now wouldn't be so bad. Pretty uneasy about it, but you're right. If I don't understand how to cook a few things around here, then I won't be in good shape the next time our club does a cooking showdown. I'm sorry, Joe. Oh, wait, I forgot something. Let's see if this works. Hey, it worked. Happy birthday. The gamer. That's me, bro.
You are correct. That clever trick of yours in the last curry contest won't work every time after all.
No, his birthday was a few days ago, the Dilly. As if scorning me, Sadako ridicules my comeback from a hopeless situation in a certain do-or-die curry showdown. Now I just need 6 points. 6 points for what? What are you so relaxed for? You relied entirely on Rika-chan back then, didn't you? What did you cook at the time exactly? You put a bag of salt in Rena's curry, a bag of salt in Mion's rice, and you flipped over my pot. Wait. Is this... So, is this set pretty late in the last game, isn't it? This is right before the Watanagashi. That curry cooking contest was like 2 or even 3 streams in last time. So we skipped a whole bunch of intro stuff. Wait, why is she alive? Because the same as from the first to the second game, it seems like we're, for some reason, re-experiencing time. Like, I still don't know how the whole time mechanic in this game works. If there's some time jumping and Keiichi is jumping back in time, or if he switches like reality. I have no clue. I gotta blow my nose real quick. Groundhog Day almost. Yeah, something like that. That's what I'm expecting at least, but it might be something else. But thankfully we skipped a lot of boring stuff. That's good. We already found a corpse. We skipped a lot of boring stuff. I think this chapter might be nice. I relapsed into my grudge over the last curry showdown. For now, I am calm. I calm my unquellable anger by pinching Sadako's ears. Yeah, fuck that kid.
Oh, my attack was because that's what they were doing for club. I may not look like it, but I can do a little bit of cooking.
Can you now? Even when you could peel one carrot during the showdown and had to get Rika to do it? Don't be so daft.
People get better every day, you know. If you think I'll always be crummy at cooking, then you are quite mistaken. Right, Rika? I have to watch, or else I get worried about the pot and the flame. Sometimes you forget to turn the gas off, too.
Everyone bursts into laughter. That shouldn't be an issue with cooking. Even I would never do that. Oh, she sucks. It's great, we already found a corpse. I mean, it's true, right? I like that we're starting off with something interesting for once.
I want to hear that from someone who eats nothing but cup ramen. But Sadako can cook pretty well for herself, you know.
Rena, it's fine. You don't need to push yourself to cover up something like that.
No, I'm not trying to cover up for her or anything. It's just that Rika-chan's cooking is by far the best of all of us, so hers doesn't stand out. Sadako has mastered the basics too, right? At the very least, I can cook rice and miso soup. Well, she can't quite tell the difference between cauliflower and broccoli, though.
But one's green and one's white.
They're both the same anyway once you boil them.
And not. Sadako erupted into anger, making 2 fists and swinging them above her head. Everyone laughed a lot after that. Can somebody like take one of these chairs and just swing it over her head?
The others don't matter. I cannot stand being laughed at by you, Keiichi-san.
Yeah, perhaps I do lag behind everyone else in terms of cooking skill, but at least I'm confident I never lose to you, Sadako. Not to you, at least.
What was that? You have the gall to say you're confident. That's what stuffed here. I might not seem like a good cook, but I take turns with Rika, you know. I can cook just fine for myself, thank you.
I see. Good for you for being able to cook. I'll buy some candy for you as a present later. I patted Sadako on the head while I made fun of her. Sadako seemed to know I was making fun of her too, since her face went bright red very quickly and steam started to pour out like she was a kettle.
You don't believe me, do you? Anyway, I can cook far better than you can, Cage-san.
I see. Then if you can tell me the difference between cauliflower and broccoli, I'll believe you. Come on, let's hear
it. The green one is broccoli. Or, no, the yellow one.
None of them are yellow. Like, cauliflower is white.
Cauliflower is blue, red, green?
Come on now. What color is broccoli? Blue, red, green? It's not a television. Come on, say it. Sadako can cook just fine without knowing what color. Okay. Sadako can cook just fine without knowing what color broccoli is, right? Good for you. Good for you.
Stupid Casey.
The fact that I have to read this out is killing me. Oh, it was nothing to cry hysterically about. She's so goddamn. I'm not saying that. She's colorblind. She's everything that's wrong with this world. She has every sickness that the world can offer. She has every disability that the world can offer. And she is so far from being cute, it's not even funny anymore. Why do I have to look at this creature? I can't say. So I'm actually sorry that we have to go through this. And if you're going to kill yourself, please take her with you, okay? I stroked her head as hard as I could. Ruffle, ruffle, ruffle. If you're going to act so smug, then you can surely show us something better than Sadako, remarked Mion, giving me just a slightly mean smile. Actually, well, I had no confidence at all in my cooking, but the situation carried me along, and I decided to deliver an impressive declaration. Just you wait. Tonight, I will make the best darn meal you've ever seen. I'll even make a little too much and pack it for lunch tomorrow. You'll be so surprised you'll fall over.
That sounds like fun. I can't wait for lunchtime tomorrow.
Rika-chan petted me on the head. Her words of can't wait sounded so transparent.
Rena's excited too. I promise I won't laugh no matter what you make.
Alright, so maybe I'll go all out on my bento tomorrow too.
Then let's do this. Let's have a bento showdown tomorrow.
Oh, is that the club activity?
As a club activity, of course, sure, yeah. And we'll throw in a punishment game too.
Fuck you.
My, what an ingenious idea that is. How is that, Kaichi-san? I'll give you one chance to back down.
Sadako wiped her tears and snarled at me as if this was her chance to turn things around. Maybe this is bad. I feel like maybe the conversation is getting pretty out of hand. Oh, if I apologize, now's my chance. What came out of Keiichi Maebara's mouth was a statement so reckless it even frightened me. I'm gonna turn off my AC for a bit. Turn off. Ooh, fuck. Thank you. Because it's blowing in my back, and I feel like with the voicing, I'm kind of cracking my voice too much. Yeah, you're on. My bento tomorrow will knock you right out of your shoes. It would have been so much funnier if he said pants. Blowing your back. Yeah. What's funny about that now? Whoa. Everyone raised their voices in surprise at my bold, confident reply. Now I've done it. Freak Noji, what the fuck? Dude, it's a fucking AC. What the hell other than blowing is it good for? Problem, man.
So, me-on-san, what sort of fantastic punishment game will we have to play if we lose?
Sadako grinned fearlessly, as if to say it was already decided I'd be playing said fantastic punishment game. Let's see.
Okay, how about this? Whoever loses tomorrow's bento showdown during lunch break tomorrow.
She's gonna say you have to go into the teacher's lounge and insult Curry.
Has to go up to Chie-sensei as she's eating in the teacher's lounge and say bad things about Curry. I am God.
My mind is one with the authors. Called it. Not really that far off, to be honest, though. That we had that joke coming for the whole conversation.
Me-chan, that's how terrifying.
Everyone went pale and gasped at how truly terrifying the punishment game was. Hello there, Dr. Silver. How are you doing? She essentially is such a maniac about Curry that she'd risk her life for it. And to go up to her and start saying bad things about Curry, what kind of fate would await us? Just trying to imagine it was scary. Gets expelled. I think that's not enough. And as everyone looked blankly amazed at the terrifying punishment game, Rika-chan spoke.
Tomorrow's contest will be decided by skill.
Rena and Mion and Sadako, everyone nodded deeply in agreement. She is so butt ugly. I hate her face.
Although, Kaichi-san's problem might be his own dinner tonight, rather than tomorrow's bento.
Ha! How disappointing that you can't witness what an amazing dinner I'm gonna make tonight. I'll let you have a glimpse of it in my bento tomorrow, so look forward to it.
That is quite a lot of grandstanding. You do know what will happen if you come to us with something terrible, right?
I just can't wait. How much trouble you'll be in with Chie-sensei tomorrow, Sadako.
Yes, I can't wait either to see you, Kaichi-san, groveling before her and begging for forgiveness. Saying it all with tears streaming down your face. Yes, I can just see it now.
What was that? Both of us on the verge of tears pull on each other's cheeks. Hello. Hey, Jay. How are you? Why you make Satori sound like Mickey Mouse? Because she looks like it. Trying to muster all your desperation by placing yourself in a predicament.
Hey, Sean, that's so manly. That isn't manly or anything of the sort. It is called being reckless. He can't even cook well. Stretch. Reina believes in you. I'm looking forward to your wonderful bento. I'm looking forward very much to seeing Kate tomorrow as well.
Their expectant gazes were painful. I was just trying to tease Sadako a little. How did it come to this? Yeah, you'd better look forward to it. How am I able to say such reckless things? I'm being so unreasonable. What the heck is going to happen to my dinner? And the bento showdown tomorrow? No, more importantly, if they make me say bad things about Kari to Chie-sensei's face, What will happen to me? The extreme contrast between my outward bravado and my internal screaming continued as the hot and humid June afternoon dragged on. Okay, we're finally done. Jesus Christ, yeah. Just almost had a heart attack, beating a hard boss, but all good. My brother finally started with DLC over the weekend, and he has been screaming a lot. I heard him be very annoyed and frustrated. But he beat the first big boss, he said. I can't play Elden Ring DLC because my PC broke. Aw, dude, shit. Damn, man, that sucks. I hope you can get some replacement. Like, what broke? Is it the whole thing? Did it just blow up? DLC is the hardest content FromSoft has ever made. You'll really have to lock in or else. Well, I'm good at locking in. So, hit me, FromSoft, Miyazaki. I'm your man. Come on. Give me a key for the DLC. I'll play it. That entire day, up until school was over, the whole time, my meal tonight and my bento tomorrow were the only things on my mind. And now that I thought about it, it made Mom seem amazing for planning 3 meals every day of the year. Can I just say that you should respect any person in your household? I was about to say woman, but I would probably be canceled for that. Any person in your household that can manage to make a cooking plan all year long, even if sometimes they might mess up, respect that. It is so fucking annoying having to plan meals for everybody, knowing what everybody can and can't eat, knowing how to cook it, making it taste good. It's insane. Please respect that. If your partner, your man, your woman, your whatever the hell you have, your mom, your dad, your siblings cook for you, respect that. Seriously. It's a lot of work. My guts build is gonna have to wait. Damn, bro. How's the new Higurashi game so far? So it started out with some random landlord guy having a porn dialogue with his with a woman in his apartment, and then they tried to clean the drainage thingy, and they found a corpse of a naked woman in her late 20s that had her belly sliced open and her intestines were removed, and she had her ears and nose cut off, so they couldn't identify her, like the police couldn't. That's what happened. Yeah, that sounds like good old Higurashi. Does. So yeah, that was the opening, and then we had this conversation here. This took like an hour now. Oh, you just get takeaway a lot? Yeah, but that's super expensive. Right? Like, I don't know how it is in your in your country, but for me, if I buy stuff and cook it myself, in relation to getting takeout, I'm saving like 50 to 60%. So it's very much worth not going for takeout. Also, it's usually tastes better if you make it yourself, if you learn how to do it. Shopping prices getting too high, takeaways strat. The thing is, at least here, takeaway prices also rose. So it doesn't make a difference. Like, everything is just more expensive. Like, the only thing you can get for similar to the old price pre-COVID is stuff like McDonald's and shit, but that tastes like actual junk. I'd rather just make burgers myself than get something from McDonald's. Cooking stream when? Since I couldn't actually make the like take on the second HelloFresh sponsorship, I didn't do a cooking stream yet. That's true. I wanted to, but then all of the real life stuff happened. Uh, if they offer me a sponsorship again, and that includes a cooking stream, I will do it. McDonald's is goop. I hate McDonald's. So do I. I loved it as a kid, but nowadays, nah. Okay. I've complained before about having the same meal in a row once in a while, but now I know how rude that was. Yeah, Keiichi. Learn. More importantly, what am I gonna do about the punishment game tomorrow? And besides that, what am I gonna eat tonight? Ooh. Keiichi-kun? Keiichi-kun? Huh? Oh, sorry. I was just thinking about stuff. About what to make tonight? Or about the bento showdown tomorrow? She hit the mark and I couldn't find anything to say. My facial expression made obvious the fact that she hit the mark. For tomorrow's showdown, I think that if you do your best to make a bento, you'll be fine. There's nothing superior to a bento you tried really hard to make all by yourself. Tomorrow's showdown is one thing, but what about dinner tonight? I might suddenly get food poisoning. Couldn't make any more bluffs. I exaggeratedly drooped my shoulders and heaved a sigh from the bottom of my gut. You know that Keiichi is a fucking bitch? Because what he's trying here is obvious. He's trying to get Rena to help him. Or even to make her cook for him. This guy is such a dweeb. Microwave noodle stream? Ugh. Bro, no. At least cook your noodles yourself. What the fuck? That's not even... Like, making noodles isn't even cooking. That's just pouring water in a pot and making it hot. Everybody can do that, right? Say yes. Please say yes. Please say you can cook noodles. Even McDonald's have hiked their prices heaps. I mean, I haven't been to a McDonald's in years, but I haven't heard anything about price hikes, so maybe I'm just off. Don't worry, I'm not that crazy. Very good. Rena laughed in a shrill way when she saw me do that. Keiichi-kun, you don't have any confidence in your cooking at all, do you? So I've been found out. If it looks like you can't do it, no matter how hard you try, you can always give Rena a call. Really? But only if you really try hard first, okay? You can't rely on others without first struggling yourself. Rena seemed naive, but sometimes she was instructive. She didn't just spoil people unconditionally. Yeah, because she's a good woman. Like, seriously, Rena is like prime girlfriend material. Rena always seemed like an adult at these moments. If I absolutely can't do it, I'll call you. Though the chances are extremely high. Go for it. Yay! You are grandstanding so much to Sadako-chan that you have to try your best. The translator really likes the word grandstanding, huh? Hey, about Sadako, how good is she at cooking? She's at least better than you. That was so direct. It hit me pretty hard. You were making fun of her a lot, too. Maybe you should have to struggle just a little. Rena, you're pretty mean. Rena isn't all cute. All cute? Aw, now that I provoked Sadako that much, I could just make some crummy bento. I can't believe how loose-lipped I am. Okay, bye. Good luck on the cooking. Show everyone that you can do it if you really try. Yeah. I waved my hand absently in response. Alright, gotta go. Can't stick around for long. Have a good one, man. And I hope you can get your PC sorted out. Leaving me with words of encouragement and a few pieces of super beginner advice, Brenda disappeared past the trees. Alright. Okay. So we got that. Was that already the first chapter? Thank you. Hope it's not bad. Let me know when you figure out what's wrong. Maybe I can help. I'm kind of decent with PC stuff. Barring all the tech issues we had in the early days of the channel, the green will never come back. Fine, I'm desperate, so what? I may not know the ABCs of navigation, and I have neither a sea chart nor a compass, but still, one idiot is taking on the ocean of the Great Cooking Age alone. And his name is Keiichi Maebara. Let's go. Time to cook. My enthusiasm is peerless. If energy and recklessness was all it took, I could take over the world. However, there are plenty of things in the world that can't be achieved with resolution alone. You know what? It's probably a good idea to stand up for a bit, like have the table rise, get some light stretches in. I haven't done that in a while. I bought this table, and I haven't really used the stand function a lot, so let's do that. And cooking was probably the top contender. Therefore, even if it was hastily prepared knowledge, I wanted something to help me. I made up my mind and fished through the kitchen cabinets. I was on the hunt for a cookbook. My mom should have had a few of them. For a complete amateur like me, the first thing I needed was information. If you don't know what a cookbook is, you haven't lived before the ages of the internet. But this plays in 1983, so they need cookbooks. Just like he who would cross the oceans needed a compass. For me, a cookbook was absolutely indispensable. Oh, here's one. Its worn out, wrinkled cover made it look somehow reliable. Okay, as long as I've got this, it's easier to give it a shot than to think about it, right? Anyone can concoct the taste of a gourmet chef as long as they have a cookbook. Cookbooks are great! And as such optimistic thoughts filled my chest, I flipped through the pages. However, whoa. It played with technical terminology like toys. I just couldn't see how to actually make things. You knew it all along, Keiichi Maebara. If anyone could make delicious food just by reading a book, then there would be no such job as a gourmet chef in the first place. First off, it calls for 3 teaspoons. But this is the terminology he's talking about. Teaspoons. I don't know, I got no idea what that is. Maybe it's the spoon that you use for tea? The fuck, man? Alright. And it keeps saying to use however much you like. How much exactly are you supposed to use? Stop using such obscure expressions. Strain out the water in a colander and salt and pepper to taste? What the heck is a colander? I don't know that either. Shiv should know this. Oh, because he's British, so he has to know about tea. And strain it out like stretching. You can't stretch water droplets like me. And besides, how much salt and pepper is that supposed to be anyway? Aren't there any beginner-friendly guides in here? It won't do you any good to yell. Cool off, Keiichi Maebara. Think calmly. Calmly. For now, I'll leave the side dish until later. The rice is more important. I have to cook the rice or I can't start. I know a little about how to cook rice. I didn't cook it with my camping kit when camping all the time for nothing. I'll wash the rice. That should be enough water. And which switch is it? Is it this button? Oh, the lamp turned on. Yeah. Fully automatic rice cookers are one of the 3 sacred treasures after all. Now, pleased by the rice cooker set, I pulled myself together and decided to take on the miso soup next. Wait, he has an automatic rice cooker, but he's worried about not being able to make himself something to eat. Just how bad at cooking can someone be? The miso soup I made at day camp was all the instant kind after all. Well, it would be fine if I just melted the miso into hot water, no doubt. I'll boil the water and put in the miso. Huh? How much should I put in? Let's see here. Use the proper amount according to the number of people and your taste. Enough with the vague expressions. Fine. Then I'll put in the proper amount. I crushed the bag of miso in my fist and put half of its contents into the pot. Was this really okay? Maybe this was a little too hearty. They do say miso soup is best when it tastes strong. Come to think of it, my mom's miso soup is a little thin. Maybe I'll like it better with this much in it. I said it aloud as trying to convince myself. Then, convinced by my own words, I nodded to myself. Alright, the rice and miso soup were probably fine. Next, the side dish. But what should I make? Something I could make that would add color to the meal. That's it. Why don't I stir fry some vegetables? You can eat vegetables raw too, and they won't just die from a little bit of fire. Is he gonna put his house on fire? I was so cute then, not realizing that the level of my thoughts had fallen from what would look great in a meal to what would be easy to make. There were quite a few vegetables in the refrigerator. If this was animated, seeing Keiichi cook would be so painful. You know what? Once we're done with all of the Higurashi games, we're gonna do an anime stream. I can't do that on YouTube because of copyright stuff, but we can probably do it on Discord. And we're gonna do a watch party of seeing the Higurashi anime, because that's gonna be a fun ride. What kind of vegetables go in a stir fry? Bean sprouts? Cabbage? Chives? Onions? Can you put cucumbers and lettuce in? No. Lettuce might be okay, but cucumbers in stir fry is disgusting. How we do a game party where we all play Hollow Knight? What's Hollow Knight? For now, I grabbed a nearby cutting board and cut them into chunks and tossed them into a wok. This has got pretty exciting. Is it true worth of men's cooking? Hey, this is actually getting kind of fun. All of a sudden, there was a pile of vegetables in the wok. All right, next is the salad oil. Glug, glug, glug went the salad oil. It'd be more exciting if I filled it to the brim. Don't do that. Whoops, a bit leaked out. Well, no point in worrying about something so minor. What is... This reads like something else. Okay. The great Keiichi Maebara's cooking is exciting. Okay, let's turn on the heat. Ooh. Uh-oh. I knew it! Whoosh! The salad oil filling the wok to the brim caught fire, and flames reached up to this. He really put the salad oil, like, put as much salad oil as the wok could take in. Yeah, that's gonna catch fire. Amazing! He's not even afraid. He's like, oh my god, what am I doing? This is great. Maybe I can be an iron chef too. What if I'm really good at cooking with fire? Those words were spoken by delusion. I was saying something outrageously careless, but when the words came out, they sort of convinced me. Yes, I am an iron chef. Right as the crazy pillar of flame started to burn the ceiling, I finally realized that the fabulous cooking before my eyes accumulated into an actually life-threatening disaster. Oh shit, wait, what? Could I have been doing something insane? The force of the flame grew stronger and stronger. Wait, what? What? It would be so funny if he died like that. What in the world are you doing? You must stop the flames this instant! Earth whack. Somebody forcefully struck me in the back of the head. When I turned around to see what was going on, to my surprise, I saw Sadako and Rika-chan there. It would be funnier if Sadako died like that, actually. It would. It would. If this was the end of the game, that would be so good. This would be the best chapter. Eh? Sadako? Rika-chan? Just give me 1 second, please. As I stood in wonder at their unexpected entrance, Sadako shoved me out of the way and turned off the gas. Then Rika-chan got a towel, soaked it in water, spread it out, and placed it over the pot. She continued to soak more towels and put on a second, then a third. Once a whole bunch were piled on, fire finally stopped. It just saved your life. All of it happened in a few moments. Keiji pushed Sadako into the fire. Having avoided a huge fire by a hair's breadth, the three of us gasped for air. Boy, what are you doing in my house? You're trespassing on private property.
Yes, well, Kage-san, you've been caught red-handed in the act of arson. It was just about to turn into a huge burning building in a huge building fire, wasn't it? It would be very, very sad if Keiji was homeless after this.
And after pretending to be an Iron Chef, I finally began to take in the situation. So I was really about to set the house on fire?
Is that not obvious? Just look at it! The ceiling is all sooty, is it not? Chimneys are the only things that should be sooty.
Sadako was seriously mad at me. Maybe they saved my life. According to what they said, I was so absorbed in my fiery cooking that I hadn't noticed when Sadako and Rika-chan rang the doorbell. But they could tell someone was home, so they came in to check. Thank goodness they did.
If Sadako and I hadn't come, the fire engines would have been going wee-oo right now.
I love her so much. She's so funny.
Kage-san, do you understand now how serious this was?
At some point, I had sat down on my knees as I listened obediently. I'm sorry. You two saved my life.
We thought we would come and see what a fabulous dinner you made. But as we thought, it's a mess. At this rate, we won't even need to look at your bento.
You're mean. So you and Rika-chan came all this way just to see what I'd make for dinner?
Being mean saved your house and your life. Is that not something to take to heart?
Yes. I'm sorry, Sadako-san. At this point, having shown them such a disaster, I couldn't exactly make any more bluffs. I completely surrendered.
And yet, you tried really hard on the curry. Where did the Kage-san from back then go? Jeez.
I had all our underclassmen help me then and just borrowed entire pots from the other teams. I didn't really cook anything.
Kage-san, you cheated? Jeez. You might have been doing what our club usually does, but that was terrible.
Pouring salt into the other team's pots seemed far more terrible to me, but Sadako was in control right now, so I couldn't really respond. I obediently hang my head to her.
By the way, Kage-san, this terrible pot. This wasn't supposed to be miso soup, was it?
Sadako stared at the pot, totally full of miso with an awful expression. So I really did get the amount wrong. Judging by the look on Sadako's face, whatever was in the pot couldn't be called miso anymore. Forget the miso soup. The rice should be cooked just fine. Rice cookers these days are pretty convenient. It should be just about done.
Maybe it's not cooked. See, the inside is still all watery.
Yeah? What? But I switched it on and the little light came on. Oh, he just put it to keep warm mode? Is that it?
Kage-san, the button you pushed was the timer button, okay? It's set for breakfast
till tomorrow morning. Oh, it has an internal clock. Okay. Wait, that's super useful. So you can put in rice and water overnight and it just cooks it for breakfast? That's so cool. I want something like that. So then what? In the end, I don't have a side dish or miso soup or even rice. I couldn't even make anything myself?
It serves you right. So, have you finally realized your place? Come, admit it. Say it. I, Keiichi Maebara, small bark, and a much crummier cook than Sadako Hojo-san.
I'm a terrible person and a crummier cook than Sadako. I beg your forgiveness. I fainted in agony. Rika-chan pat my head, satisfied at the sight, and Sadako laughed loudly in triumph. Oh, I'm completely lost. In the end, I talked big, but couldn't make a single dish adequately. At this rate, I'll go without dinner, and tomorrow morning, no breakfast, and no bento for lunch either. I didn't know how many days it would be before my parents returned, but at this rate, without a doubt, I'll starve to death. Meep. Of course I'll have no bento tomorrow either. Meep. And I'm sure I'll get to get the punishment tomorrow. Ugh. Meep. Rika-chan kept petting my head with a smile on her face that couldn't possibly get any bigger. Sadako, completely appalled by how unsightly I looked, heaved a heavy sigh.
Adult men are just so pathetic, aren't they? Come on. Please move yourself out of the way.
As I sobbed like a girl, Sadako, displeased, brushed me aside, dumped the remains of the miso soup into the sink tidy, then began to rinse out the pot. But don't worry about it, Sadako. I can at least clean up after my own mess. I couldn't have Sadako clean up the cooking utensils I'd made a mess of. But when I tried to stop her, Rika-chan pulled on my clothes.
Keiichi, you can just be silent and watch.
She grinned as she said it. But be quiet and what are you saying, Rika-chan?
She meant just what you said. Keiichi-san, just be quiet and leave this to me.
Sadako turned around and declared, seeming bothered, as if to say that amateurs should keep their hands off. Her annoyed expression was a little scary. Leave what to you? Sadako didn't answer. Instead, she spun back around and began to rifle through the pots in the refrigerator. Hey, wait, don't mess with them too much. If you turn the place inside out, my mom might get mad at me later. Oops.
Would you just be quiet already? Men aren't supposed to enter the kitchen. Rika! Aye, sir.
Sadako snapped her fingers, and Rika-chan got on her tiptoes, grabbed me by the back of my neck, and started dragging me away. Leaving Sadako alone in the kitchen, Rika-chan dragged me back into the living room. Okay, this is... Yeah. Let's say this definitely plays in the 1980s. Okay, men aren't supposed to be in the kitchen. I got it. Hey, stop, Rika-chan. Let me go already. If we leave it to Sadako, the kitchen will be a disaster.
Sadako came to see how she beats you today. It's her revenge.
Revenge? Come to think of it, her face looked kind of grim. Eventually, from the kitchen, there was the sound of a faucet being twisted and a stuffed dial being turned. I began to hear the nostalgic sounds that made me envision dinner time. The refrigerator opening and closing, ingredients being cut on the chopping board. What did that mean? Was she cooking?
Keiichi made fun of her quite a lot. Sadako wanted to show you that she can cook proper meals too.
Just listening to it like this. There haven't been any sounds of blood spilling or bursting or explosions. At this point at least, she had proven she was more skillful cook than me. In the cooking showdown with Sadako Hojo versus Keiichi Maebara, it looked like victory had already been decided. I recalled Sadako's slightly annoyed expression from before. I was making fun of Sadako too much today, wasn't I? Is she holding a grudge? We were just provoking each other with our usual back and forth, but I also think I maybe overdid it. At the very least, I shouldn't have made fun of Sadako, who could cook for herself when I'd never cooked other than for recreation before. Sadako isn't holding very much of a grudge, but she came all the way to my house and pushed her way in. She's gotta be mad. Keiichi getting bullied by 2 children? Yeah, because he's even dumber. No, Keiichi, keep making fun of her. True. Okay. And down we go. My fat ass can stand for that long. Can you guys even see me right now? You should be able to see me now. I quietly took a peek into the kitchen. She definitely looked different from the usual bird-brained Sadako. Her eyes were sharp and her movements were brisk, to the point where it was a little scary. Then she must have noticed me because she turned around and shot me an annoyed glare. I cringed in fear and hastily pulled my head back out. She's mad. She's totally mad. Will she take revenge on me? That's just Sadako being serious because she doesn't want to fail. She isn't angry or anything. How can you say that she isn't angry? I've never seen Sadako be this frightening. Can't someone can hear that, you know? Sorry. I jumped at Sadako's angry outburst and faced towards the kitchen. I felt exactly like a kid who had done something bad and gotten called to the teacher's lounge. Where do you keep the miso? The refrigerator is so big that I don't see any of it anywhere. I'm sorry, the miso is it's on the middle shelf in the fridge at the back left of the lower rack. What is this? You need to close the miso package after you finish with it. It's getting the inside of the refrigerator dirty, isn't it? I'm sorry. Before I can look for something to wipe it with, Sadako wiped it off with a wet dish towel. I swear, how are men so bad at cleaning up after themselves? Why is she constantly talking like a housewife? She's been doing this for the whole chapter. Is she? Is the big plot twist of this chapter that she's secretly married to some adult dude, or living with one, and she's always taking care of the housework? I wouldn't put it past this game. Holy shit, this is probably gonna happen, isn't it? Okay. Is this why it's the best chapter in the series? Because it's a super in-depth take on relationships with a minor? Or maybe Sadako isn't actually a minor and she just... That's the big plot. I don't even want to think about this. I shudder to think that she'll become an adult like this. I couldn't talk back to Sadako today. The only thing I could do was obediently lower my head and apologize. As Sadako nitpicked and I apologized, a good smell began to fill the kitchen. This is how you prepare the miso for the soup. You scoop a little out with the ladle and break it up with chopsticks. It's important to add a little at a time and keep tasting it. Dumping the entire thing into the pot is absolutely outrageous. I'm sorry, I never paid attention in home ec class. You're pathetic, I swear. Men! I cowered at her annoyed-sounding muttering. But looking at her like this, she seemed quite good at cooking. It had just been overshadowed by Rena's and Rika-chan's artistic abilities. Sadako's skills were clearly enough to get passing marks. Hey! If you have the time to zone out like that, then you can go set the table. Rika and I will be eating too, so set 3 places. On it. I hastily took up 3 people's worth of dishes and such from the cabinets and headed to the dining room. When I returned there, I could hear laughter from a variety show on the television. Rika-chan was sprawled out on the couch, watching television and relaxing. When she noticed me pushing the dishes out on the table, she came scampering up.
Dinner time is soon. Dinner at Keiichi's house. Nippa.
Rika-chan, you are in a good mood. That's a pretty big difference from Sadako.
Sadako isn't in a bad mood at all. She's enjoying herself more than she has in a long time.
Enjoying herself? Seriously?
She's like how she was when her Nini was with her.
Her what?
It really has been a long time since I've seen Sadako look like she's having so much fun.
Nini? What the heck is Nini? Yeah, what the fuck is that? Does it sound cats make?
Nini means brother.
No, it doesn't.
Sadako's older brother.
Sadako's older brother. Oh, that's... What was his name? It's also Sato something. Didn't he disappear like the year before this? So he's been gone for a year, right? And presumed dead. We never really tackled that.
He's named Satoshi.
Oh, okay.
Haven't you heard his name before?
Satoshi. Satoshi Hojo? Maybe I have, maybe I haven't. At least he didn't go to our school. Satoshi, huh? Sadako's older brother. Well, that's a new theme. I don't think we've had new music before. Like in this game today. But I don't know this one. Yeah, this is very somber. Very... Oh, there it is again. They always have these synthetic sounding woodwinds. It sounds a bit like old Final Fantasy music. That's the first time I've heard of him. She had a brother, huh? I didn't know that.
She does have one.
Saying that, Rika-chan grinned even more brightly and went Nippa again.
When Sadako was with Satoshi, she always looked like she was having fun, just like this. It really has been a long time since I've seen Sadako enjoying herself this much.
However I looked at it, she seemed to be in a bad mood. But her good friend Rika-chan was saying that it was actually the opposite. So she's a tsundere. Good to know. Is she really enjoying herself?
She must be remembering the time she spent with her Nini. It's nostalgic.
Nostalgic? Huh. Then does he live apart from Sadako? Maybe Sadako's older brother Satoshi is actually a lot older than her? He must have gone off on his own and was living by himself far away. Nope. Nope, Keiichi, he's just dead. Sadako seems like she got along well with this Satoshi person.
She did. The two of them got along very well.
She spread her arms wide to demonstrate the width of how well they got along. According to Rika-chan, Sadako supported her docile, slightly unreliable older brother through nagging. That was their relationship. I see. That certainly applied to the current situation. We had me, unreliable, unable to cook even a single dish properly, and Sadako who redid it while scolding me. Could Sadako have been getting a glimpse of her brother who now lived far away through me? So she would always nitpick whatever Satoshi did, but she firmly supported him and they got along well.
Today, she was the one. She suggested we should go to Keiichi's house.
She said, "There's no way the unreliable Cage-san could possibly make dinner. We need to go make it for him." Then she didn't come here to get revenge or to get even or anything like that. She couldn't leave you alone. Even now, Sadako is a proper little sister. Oh, that's the character they're going for. Oh, okay. Yeah, so the how do I say that? This game is predominantly played by dudes in their 20s to 30s. So having a little sister character isn't all that surprising. Let's say it like that. Okay, is that why everybody keeps saying this is a good chapter? Because she's gonna become the little sister character and there's no sexual tension and stuff like that, so it's all fine and proper. I guess that's good. I was an only child. I didn't know how it felt to have siblings. Of course, I've never had a little sister like Sadako, but I felt that in this moment, I was an older brother, obediently and helplessly being looked after by her, without any teasing or messing around. I'm going to give thanks for her trouble. That's what I honestly thought. I don't trust Higurashi, they might still do some weird stuff. True. You are right about that.
Cage-san! Do you know where on earth the ladle is?
Sorry. The ladle should be in the drawer to your right. I ran into the kitchen, got the ladle out of the drawer, and offered it to Sadako.
It's all done. Have you put the bowls and things out?
Yep. Everything's A-okay.
Then let us have our meal. Rika! It's time for dinner.
Me. I heard Rika-chan's effervescent voice coming from the dinner. What the hell does that word mean? Sadako turned off the gas flame on the stove and lifted the pot of the miso soup.
Could you bring the rice cooker, Cage-san? Be careful not to flip it over, alright?
Alright, I'll be careful. I can carry rice cookers just fine without being worried about it. I thought about replying like that, but decided not to. No mean words or witty retorts today. Rice with steam billowing from it and miso soup, as well as a handful of side dishes. On the table was a truly firm, family-oriented dinner. It wasn't weird at all or extravagant. It was a daily meal, the sort a housewife would make. It was very nonchalant and brimming with liveliness.
Then let us eat.
Thank you for the food. At Sadako's command, Rika-chan and I both thanked her in a loud voice. Oh, look at that. If she didn't have the fucking snaggletooth. Ugh. Like, she wouldn't even be cute without it, but she's worse with it, right? It looks awful. It makes her look so disgusting. I hate that character design. Why does Japan continue to do that? What's with the snaggletooth? I made light of you, Sadako. You've beaten me soundly.
Do you have a better opinion of me now? I may still not be as good as Rika or Rina-san, but I can cook far better than the helpless Cage-san.
Yeah, I know better now. After I honestly admitted my defeat, Sadako's expression finally softened, and she laughed with her normally loud and cheerful voice. It's really hard to voice her in a non-screamy way, by the way. Chomp chomp. Oh, the rice is cooked really well. Though she used the rice cooker, it tasted a little different from the rice my mom made. Maybe she used a different amount of water for it. Even so, I could feel Sadako's personality from the rice, which made it taste better than usual. Way to insult your mom. The miso soup was a little on the thick side, but it was still delicious. The side dishes, while not exactly flashy, tasted great as well. It was all so appetizing, I couldn't stop eating. The side dishes are well done too. Sadako, you're not a bad cook at all. I gave my honest impression without a hint of sarcasm. Sadako seemed to have been expecting some, because when I praised her so honestly, she got flustered instead.
Your praise honors me, but it's nothing so grand. The side dishes are just things I bought at the store and heated up. This and this, all I did was open the can. I can only really make rice and miso soup myself.
Sadako said, embarrassed, her face a bit flushed. There was none of her normal verbal abuse or sarcasm in there either.
I can't make anything except rice and miso soup, but when you get ready-made side dishes and put them on the table too, it turns into something fairly splendid.
My mom uses ready-made side dishes and canned goods too. It's nothing to be so embarrassed about. This is a fantastic dinner. I gave her honest praise. I've never met Sadako's brother, but Sadashi would probably praise her in the same way.
Well, I suppose it's enough now that you've come to realize that I can hold my own in the kitchen. Would you like seconds? There's plenty of miso soup left.
Huh? Did that brat just awkwardly change the subject? When I realized my response had been on the mark, it made me a little happy.
When we eat rice like this, it's fun, like we're eating with Sadashi.
I'm not exactly sure if it's a good idea to mention that. Riga-chan mentioned Sadako's older brother's name again. Sadako's chopsticks paused, and she looked up at the ceiling.
How nostalgic. I wonder what he could be doing right now.
She had a faraway smile, as if yearning for a friend who had moved away. And Keiichi's gonna say something dumb now, isn't he? From how it looked, I got the impression she hadn't seen Sadashi in quite some time. Sadako realized I was giving her a blank stare.
I do apologize. Sadashi is my Nini. No, my older brother.
Ah, okay, I see. Nini must have been a nickname only Sadako used for him. It was funny to see her hastily deny it.
I was rather surprised a person with such a few living skills had the ability to run away. Well, I'm sure he'll pack up shop at some point and return out of the blue.
So he ran away. There was another story to what Sadako had said so cheerfully. The reason for Sadashi not living with her was a little serious. Everyone had been talking about it in such an upbeat way, so I continued to talk about him. Should I not have broached the subject at all? I hastily took a look at Sadako's face after thinking that, but there was no trace of the gloomy expression I'd been worrying about.
Well, he's not old enough to be dreaming of living on his own. Nini won't be able
Shit.
to do it for long anyway. He has no endurance.
Sadashi may not look like it, but he's a very persevering person. He's a lot more persevering than you think.
Reika, you always take Nini's side right away. You're a little too nice to him.
Sadako is just too harsh on Nini. You should treat him more kindly when he comes back. Are they this is a bit weird. Are they talking about this because they don't want to admit that he's gone? Sadako and Rika-chan's view regarding Nini, aka Sadashi, were parallel to each other. But I could easily tell that both of them really liked him. They were so optimistic too. Even though he had run away from them, it was like they were going to see him again next week. Sadako and Rika-chan both liked Sadashi even now and waited for him, believing he would surely return. I've never met him, but I know for sure that this Sadashi person was a really good guy. I had thought Sadako would be deeply hurt by her brother running away, but she had already overcome that. She was still being the energetic little sister, always full of vim and vigor, as if to say that her brother could come back anytime he liked. I thought that Sadako didn't think through anything and just frolicked and played practical jokes every day, and that was it. But she was really, yeah.
Why are you petting my head?
I roughly rubbed a hand through Sadako's hair. I misunderstood you, Sadako. I didn't know you were this level-headed. Sadako seemed to think I was making fun of her and tried to bat away my hand. But then she saw that there wasn't even a trace of malice on my face and obediently granted me her head. Ah! Don't make the joke. Come on, hold back. I got it. Yep. Sadako's level-headed. She sure is.
I've been level-headed from the start. I was just playing pranks on you because you always do it to me.
It was her usual provocation, but I decided not to buy into it today. You're right. You were just doing it to go along with me. But you really were so level-headed. Good for you.
Is that actually a compliment? It kind of seems like you're making fun of me.
What kind of fetish game is this? Where's my weird Higurashi murder vibes? I'm not trying to make fun of you at all. I'm seriously complimenting you. Because if I was making fun of you, Rika-chan would be petting your head too.
That's right, isn't it? When Rika makes fun of people, she usually pets their head. Eep. These canned sardines are delicious.
Rika-chan went nipa, and her smile became even brighter. What is the nipa thing? Her attitude was clear as day, but it was annoyingly cute, so both Sadako and I suddenly burst into laughter. That laughter lightened up the table. The table itself is so dull and simple that I never even thought people could be laughing like this around it. That table is anything but dull and simple. It looks like a window. Like, this looks like a weird church window thing. And then I finally came to realize something really obvious. Dinner is better if you're laughing while you're eating, huh?
Of course it is. Laughing makes it taste better. Oh, rude! The food is good because I'm a good cook, obviously.
This harmonious moment, this happy circle, it was completely different than spending time with family, but still somehow nostalgic. Sadako, do you want to see Nini?
I didn't say Nini. Call him my brother, please.
Hey, wait, you've been saying Nini this, Nini that the whole time. I grinned wryly and decided to just call him brother like she told me to. Sadako, do you want to see your brother? Rika-chan stopped eating, then looked back and forth between my face and Sadako's. Sadako was smiling. She looked like she was trying to choose her words. Just from that, Sadako conveyed her feelings. Honestly, she wished he would come home right now. But she wasn't that weak. Satoshi should just do what he wanted until he was satisfied. In return, she'd let him have the scolding of his lifetime. And then she'd have dinner with him and lay out his futon for him.
Well, I want to see him again. It's been almost a year.
It's been that long already. Rika-chan smiled thinly, her eyes appearing to look far away.
Well, Nini can do what he wants. It would lighten my load if he came back with more muscles and knowing how to do housework, of course.
See? You said Nini again. You said it.
I did not. I would never call Nini Nini.
If this keeps going on, I might not finish this game. This is getting painful. Why is this suddenly a slice of life? Things rapidly returned to the usual lively atmosphere of lunchtime at school, but nothing changed about Sadako's feeling towards her brother. She was living so bravely and so strongly. Hey, Satoshi, your sister is trying so hard to watch the place while you're gone, isn't she? Give it a rest. Come back soon, got it? What if he actually comes back, but he's the insane one this time? It's okay, meditate, Sadako dying. Sadako, it's time to clean up or else we will get sleepy. It was when we were all watching TV while enjoying some tea after dinner. Rika-chan let out a big yawn and then spoke. Sadako and I both then looked at the clock and noticed how late it had gotten. No, perhaps we both realized it already. We just didn't want this warm moment to end. Maybe we didn't want to say anything. Oh god, what was that?
Oh, this will not do. I still haven't washed the dishes yet.
Don't worry about it. I can do that much at least. You made a great dinner, so I can let you do the dishes too.
Are you sure you'll be alright? When people who are not used to try and wash them, the soap could make the dishes slip out of their hands, you know?
Just use a dishwasher. Hey, she's turned into a perfectly nagging little sister. It was charming and awkward. Emotions like that were all mixed up inside me. I gave her a vague, dry smile.
Kate can at least wash dishes. If you break one and hurt yourself, I'll give you pettings at school tomorrow.
Rika-chan yawned again, so wide you could see her molars.
Is it really alright? Kate-san is pretty unreliable despite how he looks.
Give me a break. Looks like Keiichi's approval ratings have plummeted in Sadako's mind. Don't worry. I'll clean those dishes up no problem, so don't worry about it and go home. Actually, at this hour, I can't let you two go home by yourselves. I'll take you there. Let me find the key for my bike. What, is he gonna have them both ride on his bike? Or get a dishwasher? Yeah, get a dishwasher. You're saving water that way, by the way. And in the long run, even saving money.
Once you've taken us home, Keiichi-san will be the one going home by himself. You'll be in big trouble if you get lost on the roads at night and end up in Takatsudo. There's no houses or lights out there at all.
I was trying to worry about them going home, but I didn't think they'd be worried about me getting lost. Am I really that unreliable? She really is being critical, but yeah. This feeling I have, not that. So I ended up not needing to escort them. I saw Sadako and Rika-chan to the gate. Thanks a lot for today. Thanks to you, I got a good cultural dinner. If Sadako hadn't come, Keiichi would be growling and yowling right now.
Truly! It's really good that we came.
Oh, by the way, I want to check something. We haven't checked the sprites yet, right? Oops. Was it P? Yeah, it was P. Oh, they're still the exact same. Alright. This is so cursed. They really saved me. I gave them another bow filled with gratitude.
Yes. I put the rice and side dishes into a container, so use that for your bento tomorrow. And for breakfast, you can eat some bread and jam. Strawberry jam and peanut butter were in your refrigerator on the middle shelf to the right. Cocoa powder, too, was in the upper right door of the cupboard.
I know all that. You don't have to go into detail. I was about to say that, but I decided to humbly listen to her. It was then that I finally realized that Sadako, who had appeared to be in a bad mood, was in fact in a great one, just like Rika-chan had said. And that though she nagged a lot, she was very kind. Then good night.
Make sure to brush your teeth before you go to bed. You have to do it for at least 5 minutes.
Great. I don't know where she got that, but you're supposed to brush with rate. Sadako is a prime example of a girl that will at some point get into a relationship with a dude that will fuck her up. Because she is so focused on doing everything for someone that she'd absolutely be taken advantage of. That's her character. She's if we get some sort of time skip in this series at some point and we see them grown up or like in their later teens, she's gonna be in a toxic as fuck relationship. She's probably gonna turn out to be a single mom of 3 from 3 different dads. I got it, Sadako. I'll brush my teeth and make breakfast for tomorrow. And I'll be sure not to forget the bento.
You need to wake up earlier than usual, or you won't be able to get your breakfast or bento ready, got it? If you like, I can give you a call a little earlier to wake you up instead of using your alarm clock.
See? She is the picture-perfect description of what a person that needs to be needed by others looks like. You don't have to go that far. I'll set my alarm clock to wake up a little early. Thanks for being so concerned about me. Sadako looked like she had more fault-finding to do, but she stopped and leaving me with a good night. But she stopped and, leaving me with a good night, got on her bike and disappeared down the nighttime road. Rika-chan went to do the same, but then remembered something and came back. What's wrong, Rika-chan? Did you forget something?
Keiichi, you get 100 points for today. Clap, clap, clap.
Rika-chan suddenly complimented me. She clapped her small hands. What was she on about? I didn't do anything worthy of praise, did I? I nearly burned down the house after all.
Sadako probably felt like her Nini had come home. I think she was having a lot of fun. Once in a while, I want you to go along with Sadako's scolding in the future.
Are you telling me to be like an older brother that she can scold instead of Satoshi? Rika-chan didn't say anything. She just smiled and went on Nippa. Oh, the moon is never a good sign. This Satoshi person, he has such a great little sister, so what was he so unhappy about? If I were Satoshi, I would never have run away from home.
Satoshi had his own circumstances, I'm sure.
I didn't know what he was unhappy with, but whatever the reason, it was no excuse for abandoning Sadako. I hope he comes back soon. I probably can't play the role of her actual Nini forever, you know?
It's okay. You were just like Satoshi today. Please do it again sometime.
If that's what would make Sadako happy, I'd take on this easy role whenever I needed to.
Rika!
Sadako stopped her bike under a distant exterior light and called out to her friend, who wasn't coming no matter how long she waited.
Okay, I have to go. Good night.
Yeah, and
I can't replace Satoshi, but Keiichi could do it. That's one less piece of baggage I need to shoulder.
Why is she saying it like that? Leaving me with that, Rika-chan sped off on her bike. She rode up next to Sadako, and then the two of them disappeared in the blink of an eye. Satoshi. Seriously, come back soon, got it? If you come home really late, I'll punch you right in the nose. Let's try our best until that day comes, son. Even if I could no longer hear the sounds of their bicycles, I stood there for a while, seeing them off. Is that the end of the first chapter? We haven't hit a safe spot yet. I just noticed that we haven't saved a single time. Yeah, there we go. All right. Attempted cooking. Very funny. So, one thing that keeps popping up in the first and the second and now in the third game is Rika not just being way too smart and collected for her age, but also saying stuff like that, having like having less baggage on her shoulders, having to protect everybody in the second chapter when Keiichi fucked up. There has to be something about her. And I have a feeling of what it is. Maybe Rika is the only one who remembers stuff from the previous games. Like, I don't know if it's some time loop stuff or anything, but it feels to me like she knows stuff is gonna happen, you know? So I'm thinking that maybe she keeps her memories and is trying to steer stuff into a good direction. Because she always tries to tell Keiichi when he makes a mistake and go apologize and stuff like that. Rika, the time goddess. I mean, just imagine if Rika was... Wait a second. What if Rika is like the personification of... What was the god called? Oyashiro-sama. And he's not an evil god at all, but he's trying to steer the people of the village to survive. You know? Like, what if there's some sort of curse on the village and he tries to steer the populace into a future where they can make it out alive? And we've just so far seen all the failures. And maybe Rika is like an ambassador or something of the god, because she's also the one who does the dance for the god. She's the one who takes care of the ritualistic tools and the shed and stuff like that. So what if she actually has some connection to it? We're getting some interesting theories. I don't think she's a time goddess, though. Alright. I don't know if you read that when you came into the chat, but I have to cut today's stream a bit short, and this is actually a perfect place to do so because, well, we just ended the chapter, right? So that's nice. So... Are you sure? Yes, I just tried to Alt F4. The Rika game is going to be very interesting. I think that the Rika game, with it being the fourth one and the last one of the question arcs, is going to be like the turning point for the series. There's got to be some big-ass lore drop in that chapter that sets up the other 4 games, where we start seeing the answers to the questions we get. But for now, we got this one. Doesn't seem that short. It has like 15 more achievements, whereas that it had less. Okay, so maybe the other chapters are just shorter. I don't know. We'll see, I guess. But so far, they're setting Sadako up to be super good and happy. My current theory is that I don't know if anyone that was here in the beginning still there, but in the very beginning of the game, it said something about a snake and being happy as long as it's in its own little world, but as soon as it like leaves that, it notices all the horrible stuff that's happening. So I'm guessing this was probably a metaphor for Satoshi, and Satoshi actually isn't dead. I think he really ran away, and because he ran away, he saw the big world out there, and something happened that made him go psycho, and he comes back and kills people. That's what's gonna happen. And then there's gonna be like a big showdown between the two Ninis. That'd be horrible. I hope it doesn't happen. All right. Yeah, theory time's over, I guess. Thank you for watching. I hope that was interesting to you because it's a Higurashi game, right? It's gonna be a bit a little bit, not that great in the beginning. It's dragging on a bit, but not as bad as the other games, it feels like to me, because they don't have to introduce characters anymore. So I hope you enjoyed this. It'll probably get more interesting for the next stream, which will be next Friday. We're gonna do, uh, Elden Ring Wednesday, Higurashi on Friday for now, and see how which game we finish first. I have an idea already, but we'll see. Anyways, thank you guys for being here. I hope you guys have a great weekend. Jay, have some fun with Elden Ring. Don't get too depressed if you die to bosses. Uh, feel free to vent a bit in the Discord. And I'll see you guys next week. Goodbye.